So, a very warm welcome to all you wonderful viewers and listeners of Universal Mentors Association. It gives us immense pleasure to join you back for one amazing session today. We have with us Mr. Amit Phull, who's the CEO of the Smart Class, and we are again discussing today, as promised to you last week, the key importance of summer camps because summer is just around the corner. We're waiting on a very, very hot, sunny Saturday here in Delhi, joining in for this amazing session. So we welcome Mr. Amit Phull for joining us for this amazing session with us. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, as well as LinkedIn. So all the three platforms are viewing this amazing session, and we request you to please do support Universal Mentors Association and the Smart Class for their initiatives, and do subscribe to the YouTube channel for such amazing, works that of all the tech players that we are bringing to you. So, Amit sir, please tell us about yourself. What do you do, and from how your journey towards the Smart Class. If you could just give a 2-minute brief introduction about yourself, sir.
Sure. Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you for inviting us here and giving us this opportunity to interact with all your viewers. Uh, so I myself, I have a background of about more than 16 years in the corporate field, sectors like education, retail, financial services. And education is something which has always been very, very close to me. In my previous role, where I was a part of a large university, handling their marketing as well as admissions division, I got an opportunity to interact with a number of students and their parents, more than 2,000, 2,500. And during that phase, we try to understand that in today's time what is more important is driving a right mentor-mentee relationship, and that's where I think the need for any student arises, that they are looking for the right guidance, and through that even the parents are looking for a right opportunity to ensure that their pain areas are reduced when it comes to the career path development of their students. And that instigated and motivated us to start our own platform, which we started about a year and a half ago. It's called the Smart Class. It's an e-learning platform. And through this platform, our only objective is to facilitate professional development amongst the students by giving them a hands-on learning on 21st century skills, which we feel are the basic skills that are necessary to get yourself noticed in today's professional world. And that's how we launched it. And we are very proud that in the last 6 months of execution that we started, we have reached out to more than 3,000 students. We have trained them on various courses, which are life skill courses, and we have certified them as well, with the objective that they become employable apart from enhancing their skills overall. So this is where we come from. We have a small team of all industry professionals with great education background, and a team of mentors as well as coaches to guide the students further in their career path.
Thank you so much, sir, for such amazing, and I really appreciate the kind of journey that you are having, and bringing all of that into the Smart Class. But we are today talking about the importance of, summer camps for students, and since you were a part of an higher education institution where you handle their marketing, and with all the experience, the first question that we want to ask you about this session is, uh, are summer camps really important? If they, why are they important? And what stake, or what is it that the student should consider, that they should go for a summer camp,
Hmm.
first of all.
Yeah. And, in today's time, it is absolutely relevant and important, to go through a summer camp. Gone are those days when, summer break of 2 months used to be just a break, for with unproductive activities, loafing around with your friends and watching TV, binging on new food, going to restaurants, going to your grandparents and coming back. And by the time you're back, your break is already gone and you're back into the school curriculum. I think now students as well as the parents, they become more informative about it. They are more conscious and aware with the fact that summer school can be a key to utilize your time better, to add credentials to your resume, to gain insights on your strengths and weaknesses, most importantly, and thereby, of course, take a path towards the right career, for a student. And I think that's where, in today's time, summer schools that are there are offering unique courses, unique activities that is basically pushing the creative boundaries for the students. And the whole idea is to have experiential learning around it, wherein once the student is a part of an experiential learning, he's a part of a group. A lot of interdisciplinary activities are there, and that ultimately brings out the best in a student. And I think from that point of view, summer school definitely helps in self improvement. It helps in analyzing where you stand, where is your career path going forward, and more than anything else, it is another opportunity to add a feather on your already existing academic achievements. Your voice is not audible. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, so I so totally agree, with you, and coming from you, who's doing a lot, but our the decision of anything that happens in a student life is either rested in the school's hand or in the hands of the parents. So, uh, what are the five things that a parent should, we understood the importance of summer camp to skill the students, to upskill the students already learned skills, they can, enhance and sharpen them up. But what are the five
Yeah.
things that a parent should consider before opting for any summer camp? Why should a
Hmm.
parent, first of all, if a parent is opting for a summer camp for their students, so because there will be a lot of parents that would be viewing this video as well. So what a parent should do, or what are the five things that the parent should consider before sending their ward or children to a summer camp?
Hmm. So, for choosing the right summer camp, of course, you have to look at the pedigree of the organizers. From which background are they coming? Have they seen a practical, the pain areas that a student goes through, the practical aspect of it, and dig deeper into the kind of courses that are being offered. What, for instance, the courses that we focus on are revolving around life skills, which are very, very important to start working on right from an early age. And we are catering to students right from an age class, first onwards, or nursery onwards. So we have different age brackets, and for them we have different content, and different set of trainers. And the whole idea is, you are not only imparting these life skills, but you are teaching it and making it a part of their daily routine. Because, say for example, if we are talking about, and we all understand that, in today's time, the most important skill that is required is a good communication. And but communication is something which cannot be taught, in a year's time, or a 2 years time. The sooner the student is becoming a part, of this process of learning it, through various modes of learning, and I think the better it is, by the time the student graduates from a school, he or she has already developed a profile which stands out, and which gives him or her an edge over other students. And so these are the kind of course, offerings that one should look at, which are non-traditional, which are making them go beyond a normal school curriculum. And that's how they are adding value. And one is that, of course, you look at the whole teaching methodology, the mode of learning. There are a lot of teachers, when we are doing virtual or hybrid mode, these days we have to make it, every course we'll have to make it very, very activity driven. We have to ensure that the students mindset and their attention span is always grabbed. We have to connect with the student at various levels. We have to connect with them emotionally. We have to connect with them at an aspirational level, and we have to also connect with them intellectually. Be absolutely, they have to open up to their mentor. something which they could not discuss with their parents, they should be in a position to discuss with their mentor. And that's the sort of a relationship that we would like to develop, while teaching the students through our set of trainers that we have. Another aspect, I would say, uh, one should also look at treating the summer school as a pathway to create a compelling profile, for a college or a university. And we all understand that if you're looking at a higher education, especially for higher secondary school students, if they're looking for a higher education to a very good university, either within India or outside, these sort of courses act as a big booster, in upgrading their profile, and makes it stand out in many sense, gives them a taste of their particular subject at a higher level altogether. And certifications add value to your applications overall. So I think these are some of the points I would say, which should be considered while choosing the right summer school. A last point probably that comes to my mind could be, as I said, it has to be skill oriented learning. It has to be much, it has to be driven through creativity. It should bring out independence, it should bring out confidence, and it should bring out a lot of curiosity amongst the students. That should be the way the curriculum needs to be designed. So one has to go deeper into that.
Absolutely, sir. So the 5 points for the viewers, let me just quickly summarize. Organizers background, courses to be looking for, they should be non-tradition and adding value. The teaching methodology, whether it is activity based, whether it is online, offline, hybrid, it should be a pathway for profile building, whether it is for the higher education or for the life skills, and it should be a skill oriented learning. So these are the 5 key points that Mr. Amit has shared with us, and I think you're so totally correct. Very very aptly answered, questions, sir. And I think these are the top. You know, if I want to get my kid into a summer camp, I think these are the 5 things that currently that I would be looking out for. Uh,
Correct.
so coming on to my next question is, we all understand, are these the 5 things that you're offering as a smart class, or what is the smart class offering as a summer camp for the students? Because we understand that you're coming up with one of India's biggest summer camps across, catering to the K-12 segment, especially the higher secondary segment, 8 to 12th students. So what is your offering? If you could tell our viewers about, in a very quick 2-3 minute segment.
Yes. So, as I said earlier, we are looking at various age groups. And this time, earlier we used to only do for higher education segment 8 to 12. This time we have gone ahead and even started a camp for a younger lot, classes first till fifth, where it is, just on the basics of grooming and etiquettes. Just as simple as the basics of grooming and etiquettes and the basic fundamentals of communication aspect. And and that is something which every parent ultimately wants the school to teach. And although we have a lot of trainers around various schools who are well experienced to teach, but again, as I said, the course content plays a very very important role. And again, the teaching methodology, you have to engage with these students, you have to make it a part of a storytelling for them, you have to bring them, involve them in various activities like skits or something else, to ensure that the learning is imparted very very smoothly, and it registers in their mind, and they can go back home and discuss it with their parents and showcase it to them as well. That is one aspect. Of course, from for classes 8 to 12, we have launched life skill oriented summer camps. One is the most important, is the communication and personality development, where we, as I said earlier, for me, I think it is the most important skill that every student should have, should develop. And it takes time, it takes years of practice and interest. It doesn't only mean English learning, it has to include things like how to comprehend or how to understand what others are saying, and then comprehend it internally in your mind, and then share your thought accordingly, which is absolutely crystal clear. So clarity of thoughts is what needs to be built in through a communication module. uh, Being in a university, while when we used to interact with a lot of students, This is one thing which I always share with everybody. The first thing when you ask any student who are going for any interview or a higher education interview or any other, first thing you ask is, okay, share about yourself or describe your journey. 90% of the students, they falter there. 90% of the students, they don't know the flow. They get nervous. They don't have an exact flow, exact story, how it should be shared. So our courses revolve around building or instill a confidence and then giving them a structured approach. This is only one aspect that I spoke about, but giving them a structured approach in communication is very, very important. And this is how our trainers are trying to build it. We do a lot of mock sessions also around it. We do a lot of activity oriented learning. We ensure that the students do a lot of activities within their classroom sessions, and make it a team building exercise also for them, because we all understand the way India is growing in today's time. Every student, in sooner or later, who's entering a corporate world, has to work either alongside a foreign national, or has to lead a team where they're working under him or her. The way Indians are growing globally, there is an opportunity where you start to imbibe these skills right at an early age. So that is one thing where, of course, we are focusing on other aspects like critical thinking or a critical mindset. We link it to the logical reasoning aspect for the students. These will include, again, how to think out of the box, look at a problem from a different view altogether, understand the views of others, then bring your own thought around it, and then try to bring out a solution around that. So each and every learning or a day-wise learning that we bring in a problem in front of the student, and then we do a activity around it. And in that activity mode only, we give them a solution, and that basically registers for a longer period of time. So that is one that we are focusing on. Another one is on things like content development or a content writing, which is effective in that manner. So we have developed a course which is on academic aspect of content writing, where every student wants to build their resume to begin with. So that is a part of content writing. That is the first step that every student has to go through. You look at things like how to write your SOPs, how to build up your LORs, how to write emails, business emails, informal emails. These are the aspects that we try to cover during an effective content writing workshop as well. We also have other aspects, which is design thinking, again, to cultivate creative instincts amongst the students. Then there is a course around financial literacy, which we call analytic for finance fanatics. Give them the basic understanding and fundamentals of stock market investments, and aspects like insurance and bank accounts and savings accounts, current account, things like that. Give them that basic understanding right from an early age. Then the last one would be on entrepreneurship, where we feel that the way Indian society is going right now, entrepreneurship should be a part of a school curriculum for every student to go through it, to understand what it takes to start a company, what it takes to raise funds around it, and how you can build a right team and develop a specific culture for running your company further. So these are some of the courses that I highlighted, which are there as part of our current ongoing summer camp, which will be launching from the 23rd of May. And for further details, anybody wants to know, please go have a look at our website. It's called the smartclass.in. All the details, the learning outcomes in details, the profile of the trainers, everything is mentioned there, and we'll be happy to consult further.
Uh, so we understand, sir, and I think my next question was, where could a student reach out to? I think you have mentioned once again, uh, you know, to all the viewers, you can definitely log on to the smartclass.in and know more about the summer camp that is being offered. We'll also mention the link of the website on our YouTube and LinkedIn videos right after the event, so you can also opt in for the summer camps from the smart class. In fact, what we'll also do is we'll also start attaching a form where you can register for the smart class summer camp as well. uh, Moving on, sir, moving on, we have understood, you're touching upon some of the key key factors, including the entrepreneurship program, which is, I think, quite famous, whether it is the government schools or whether it is the private schools, because everybody, whether you're talking about Manish Sisodia ji implementing entrepreneurial program in Delhi NCR, in Delhi schools,
Yes.
and you're seeing a lot of programs driving upon it. And India being, as we all know, India is now one of the fastest growing uh, startup ecosystem nurturing bodies or the countries. Uh, and over 100 unicorns are there in India, and these are all started, right after 2010, I think. Uh, so uh, these courses are definitely up for grabs for the students as well as for the parents. Uh, but I think, as I mentioned before, if there is a decision that is being taken, that is taken either by a parent, and the next very important body is the school itself. So why should a school suggest the smart class summer camp for their students,
Mm.
specifically when there is so many other opportunities that are there in front of
Mm.
the schools? So why should a school opt for the smart class and
Yes.
recommend their student to go for the smart class segment?
So, we feel that, and we've been to a lot of schools, we have interacted with a lot of principals, administrators. Of course, we got an opportunity to interact with their students as well. I always feel that, education is something which is everybody's right. And it is, as a responsible society, it is our duty to connect the student, to the right mentor. And not to say that the schools that are there don't have the right teachers, but we all need execution partners with the ultimate objective to give the right skill sets to the students. And that's how, even when I approach the government bodies as well, I say the same thing. We are here as execution partners. What school stands to gain is we are going beyond your school curriculum, and we are ensuring that our learning methodology is fun. It is not only employable, it is enjoyable as well, for a student. uh, what we want to ultimately do is make a student ignite their strength, hone it, and then build it further. Ignite, hone it, and build it further, which will be done only over a period of time. It cannot be done in a one session or a two session. It has to be a constant effort. So, what a school stands to gain is we are going beyond your school curriculum, giving an opportunity for the students to develop their confidence overall and gain the necessary skills which are required by the industry. One is that school also can showcase it as, the activities or the efforts that they are taking. They can showcase it to the next set of students that take admission into the school, that these are the activities that they're taking beyond their normal scope, to ensure that the student learning is something which is the main focus point. And I think we are also going ahead and doing a lot of collaborative effort. We are adding value to the school timetable. And somewhere, I think, wherever, and of course, we being the smart class, we are not only adding value in terms of giving or imparting these courses through our well trained and academically strong trainers. We are also doing a lot of free of cost career counseling sessions for the students in various schools. uh, when I say career counseling, the courses that we are offering are essentially path breaking courses for profile building. Ultimately, helps further, to decide the right career path and then take an admission into a higher education institution, which again we do it through our set of counselors that are already there. So it becomes like a good combination, a one stop solution, I would say.
Wonderful. So, also, being how different it is when you're talking about, especially the career counseling part. You being a part of the higher education setup as well, you all know that when a career counseling session happens, it happens for a university. So, when you're talking about these skills, especially, so who are these summer camps targeted for? Because we have our audiences across spectrum, whether it is budgeted private schools or whether it is international schools that we are connected to, or the B towns that are there, summer camps which are directed towards places like Meerut, places like Varanasi, you know. So what are the what is the uh, what is the target audience, if I put it correctly, or who is this targeted for? I mean, the smart classes summer camp, or
Sure.
what kind of students or what kind of schools can actually participate with the smart class summer camp?
So, Sandeep, when we started this platform, there were two aspects that we took into account, and very consciously we wanted to build further on that. One is we will go for any course that we launch, we will make it absolutely affordable. Anybody can take it. A government school student can easily afford. We are taking courses for as low as 50 rupees per hour, 200 rupees per hour. Our basic course, which is a fundamental course of a 12-hour, we are only looking at 100 rupees per hour for that course. You can do a 12-hour learning, which is finished in 12 days. We give you a certificate as well. For deserving students, we give them an LOR as well. And it is only available for a 1200 rupee, which hardly pinches anybody. So that is our conscious call. We want that each and every, it should be accessible to everybody. We have worked for students, we have built their profile right from a very, very economically low background. Students who are their parents are working as domestic helps, things like that. But we have gone ahead and we have worked on their profile and helped them get admissions wherever they feel we could add value. We did that, help them get a good profile building done. And the whole essence was, we are confident on our profile building aspect. All these courses that we have showcased are all profile building courses, and we are confident on the content around it and the teaching methodology. So we don't have to necessarily promote any university as well. We feel that if we focus on building a good profile, the student will automatically be able to get into a good university. So we don't go promote any university, we don't go promote any college. Basis the profile of the student, which we are honing every now and then, we suggest the right career path. And then the student gives the entrance, we build the profile, and thereby takes up the right college, or a dream college is what we call. So it is meant for private schools, it is meant for government schools. We are getting a lot of success from tier 2, as you rightly mentioned. Tier 2 is where most of the 3000 plus students that we have trained as of now have come from tier 2 towns. But that doesn't mean that tier 1 is not, because everybody in tier 1 also is looking for new content. And so that's there, and we have to build it slowly amongst all.
Absolutely. So totally agreed with you, sir. And I feel that, going to B towns, or going to the towns that are not connected towards the city, or maybe just on the outskirts of the city, is that's where the actual need of a summer camp is, because there are a lot of first generation learners that are there, which actually need a
I'll
summer camp to enhance the school.
Yeah, I'll add one more thing. So me and my team, we've been to tier 2 quite a lot. Many times, we have gone to the students' house, interacted with their parents, interacted with the grandparents, to give them that confidence and the trust. What we observed, that the students from tier 2, there is no lack of confidence. They have a lot of confidence. There is no lack of research. They do their research more than anyone else. All they lack is some good guidance and mentorship. They want that, that hand holding to be there. Because sometimes what we see is parents are not that involved, or parents don't have that knowledge. In tier 1, probably parents are much more aware of how to go about things. Tier 2 lacks that aspect, and that's the gap that we try to fill,
Absolutely.
by bringing in the trust factor.
Absolutely, sir. Totally sold on the point that tier two cities are the real benefactors of skill development. And hats off to CBSE as well, and to the HRD ministry, where they have now introduced summer camps, as well as yesterday we were discussing on skill development. We had a complete session with seven really amazing speakers across the country, the school principals and directors, talking about skilling and upskilling and reskilling of the students. And I think CBSE is now also focusing, key focus is now on skill development. And it is good to see the education ministry pushing the skill development, not after 12th, but right from the elementary classes, right from the 7th standard. And I think those
Correct.
are really, really important factors that a student should actually look in for. We have all said that education shouldn't only be viewed as a means of earning livelihood. But if it is treated as a means of earning a livelihood in 21st century, in the times that we are now, we actually do not need a lot of degrees to go ahead and get a job. Somebody who can just do a diploma on digital marketing, maybe do a diploma on website building, uh, any of those really skilled jobs which uh, do not need a lot of formal education, can actually be finished off within uh, as long as the summer duration sometimes lasts. So by doing that, they can be employable in the market. But having these upskills and moving towards the higher education system will make sure that the students uh, is although a master of one subject. I totally believe that a student should definitely master in one. But if you're looking at an entrepreneurial background, if you're promoting entrepreneurship, you cannot be just a master of one. You need to be a jack of all trades. You understand being an entrepreneur yourself, that you will have to be in the financing zone. You should know about the human resource. You should know about the ERP. You should definitely know about the technology that you're using. And all of those factors have to be built in right at the early age of the student. And that's why I really feel that smart classes are doing a fantastic job in developing those skills in the students right from the early age. With this, I think if we have any comments from the audience, we'll take one or two. But if we don't, then we'll definitely put this video out on the social media platforms, and we'll be doing a larger coverage next week, where we'll have
Sure.
few principals and few school owners talking about the importance of summer camps, or how they are going about in their summer camps in their schools, and talking about this. Next week we'll also be discussing about the admissions, and the schools that are actually struggling because of the COVID, coming back after the COVID sessions. Also, regarding the we'll be talking specifically about the concept of marketing and admissions. The traditional means versus the digital marketing, and we'll have some amazing experts talking about admissions next week. With this, I think this was such a wonderful session. Thank you so much, Mr. Amit, for joining
Thank
us,
you.
for sharing what smart class is actually doing with summer camps. And as we promised everybody, in the comment section we have the link. It's www.thesmartclass.in. For more information, we'll also be sharing with you a Google form very, very soon, where you can actually log on and share, to, uh, and register for the smart classes, summer camps as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Ramit. This was such a wonderful session, a short,
Thank you.
short and sweet session, and I really feel that we should do a bigger session on the summer camps as well. So thank you so much for sharing such a wonderful thought and about the smart class summer camps. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much.